Hi everyone, welcome back to Katie Didn't. Today we're going to be talking about body positivity. It's a topic that's gaining popularity in the recent years, and it's about time that we talk about it. So body positivity is not all about accepting and loving your own body, but also about acknowledging and combating the negative impact that societal beauty standards have on our well-being. So why does it matter? Well, let's start by acknowledging that body positivity is not just about being happy with your own body. It's about understanding the beauty standards that can be unrealistic and damaging. Body positivity is about challenging those standards and rejecting the idea of that our worth is based on something to do with our appearance. In the therapeutic sense, I've started seeing this show up a lot more in my office. Messages like, "Are you sure you want to eat that? Oh, don't hurt yourself. Let's just wait for a man to do it. Have you thought about exercising? Oh, you're just a little fat." Clients who have been discouraged throughout their lives based on the messages they grew up with, from family to community to society as a whole. Okay, so personal story time. I've dealt with a lot of my own body shaming from even just myself. In college, I had numerous health issues around my gut that led to losing weight that I didn't have to lose. I remember weighing about 103 pounds after a bout with salmonella, and my clothes were literally falling off my body. But even then, I wasn't satisfied. I wanted to gain weight and put on muscle, which is a healthy thought, but it was really hard for me to gain weight on a college campus in a food desert with my potato allergy. So fast forward to after college, I went into a master's program for science and became hella depressed and anxious. What I struggled to do in college, which was gain weight, I found terrifyingly easy upon leaving. Over the next several years in graduate school, I was gaining about 5 to 10 pounds a year and could not get it off. The point I found is it is very difficult to love myself and my body during this entire time. I felt betrayed by my GI system and finally started to look more into body positivity since becoming a therapist. I mean, if you can't change it, you might as well accept it. I've stopped trying to force my body to follow society's rules and started focusing more on what felt good to me, like more weightlifting and less cardio. That's fine. It's still hard and sometimes I get discouraged, but I've found that I've surrounded myself with good support and healthy people. By changing what I allow into my mind, I've grown to love myself even more. So here's some tips and tricks to follow that might help. Tip number 1 is look for positive influencers on your social media. I started changing who I follow on Instagram. Accounts like Body Image Therapist are doing an amazing job in advocating for body positivity and challenging our normal beauty standards. They remind us that we are worth more than our bodies and that our worth is not determined by how we look. I mean, duh. I also take inspiration from celebrities like Lizzo, who embrace their bodies and promote body positivity through their music and social media presence. Lizzo encourages us to love ourselves and our bodies, regardless of what society tells us. I mean, you can't hate her. She is lovely inside and out. Tip number 2, change your social media feed. This seems like it's the same as number 1, but it's not. So I have a rule for myself on Instagram and Facebook or whatever I'm following. If that account, and I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if it's a friend or business or whatever account, if it makes you have a negative thought about yourself 3 different times, unfollow it. Life is too short to be consuming bad things for yourself. Also, even if it's a positive person or a positive account, you may not have grown enough to be in a positive headspace to receive those accounts or those messages. If you can't be happy for another friend's success, you're not really their friend. And maybe you can grow to become that someday, but for now, meet yourself where you're at and don't shame yourself for being there. It's taken a lifetime to get here and it will take some time to heal. Tip number 3, expose yourself to new ideas, please. Okay, now this one will be hard, but when you find yourself being judgmental of someone, ask yourself why it bothers you. Many times you will not find a good answer. In therapy, we call this rewriting the narrative. We originally get a narrative from our families, from our society, whatever, from where we grew up, and it creates this image of what we think things are supposed to be. But sometimes that's toxic, and sometimes we need to rewrite that script. So when we question our assumptions on life, like being fat is unhealthy, we begin to learn that these are generalizations and unhelpful and oftentimes false. You can be healthy and have fat. You can be healthy and have cellulite. You can be healthy and have stretch marks. You can be healthy and your body might still change drastically over time. So tip number 4, celebrate your body. Finally, start a practice of celebrating your body for what it can do. This might feel foreign, especially when you're grieving the loss of what you once were. Maybe you were an actress, maybe you were a model, maybe you were an athlete. Well, maybe you're not today. Well, we can't go back to yesterday. We don't always have to go to tomorrow and expect it to be what it was. What are the things today that you're grateful your body has been able to do for you? I was able to walk my dog. I could stand for a few hours while I meal prepped for the week. I didn't throw up today. That's a huge success. I was able to make a PR at the gym. I could meet my friends and go for a coffee and taste the amazing maple bacon latte. Some of you Corona people, you can't taste anymore. That's sad. Well, my body can. I should celebrate that. Celebrate what your body has been able to do for you. Bodies are amazing and should be celebrated for their work. Maybe it birthed a baby. It got you through a 12-hour shift on your feet. It helped you reach the dream of running a half marathon. It got you over cancer or illness. Whatever it has done for you in the past should be acknowledged and honored. It is the one thing that is wholly ours and is here for us every day to use. So, I watched this poem on TikTok recently, and it inspired me to make this video. And I'll leave it here, and hopefully along with these tips, you can start learning to love your body.
Never seen this much normal. Instead, I've been fed these bright-eyed, white-toothed women who pose scantily clad, parenthetical limbs framing slender finger on slender waist, insurmountably symmetrical. So much so, I can't actually believe this exists.
Thank you for watching. I hope I can inspire you to make some changes for the better, and I'll catch you next time.